struggles and powering through them. Um, and I just wanted to, it's kind of been a theme today. I've had probably two or three people come up to me with this month is crap, and I can kind of join them because I'm down $1,000 this month. One mainly because I took a trade that was just completely just stupid. Um, Moved a stop loss, and so other than that, I wouldn't. I'd be down less than 500. But um, with that, the last couple of weeks have been pretty choppy, and some people have been taking some hits and struggling a little bit with emotions, struggling with getting chopped up. Trades aren't working, getting beat up emotionally, wondering if what they're doing is right. Some some of it, some people know that a little bit's them not following the rules or being disciplined enough. Some are just getting beat up, and this stuff happens. I mean, it's trading. We're always gonna be getting beat up, and the more we can focus on creating disciplined rules, setups, and stuff, and kind of have a back test it and understand it, the better, the more we can understand it, the better it's going to be when we start these struggles. I'm going through the struggle, and it's not nearly the impact that it used to have on me. In fact, I bounced back. I had a poor week, and I took a trade right after my bad one, and it broke even, and I'm fine. I'm good, and it was a good solid trade. I got another trade this morning, and still in it, still working. In fact, maybe during this here, it might either hit profit or hit my loss. My loss. Either way, I'm in profit. And it's just that ability to ground yourself, reframe, refocus, and get back to your rules. And because I'm such a heavy back tester, and you're probably looking at something I'm going to discuss in a minute. Because I'm such a heavy back tester, I am really good at um, getting refocused and knowing what I got to do. Um, it really helps me. It helps me, you know, just because I miss a couple free throw shots doesn't mean I don't know how to shoot a free throw, kind of thing. So it's just a matter of me kind of like grounding my emotions and stuff. So things not to do when you're in this frame of mind. What not to do. Make drastic changes in your system rules. Um, that you don't want to do. You don't want to just say, you know what, I just need to completely look at price action different, or maybe I need to look at highs and lows, or maybe I need to add this or that. Welcome, everybody. I'm kind of in the middle, and I'm talking about struggles and powering through them. So, right now, I'm talking about what not to do. So, don't make those drastic changes. Don't change your time frame. Don't if you have a time frame that you've been back testing and you're good and you like it, don't change it. Don't change your instrument. If you have an instrument that you've been back testing, one or two that you really liked and have proven them, don't go change an instrument. Okay, these are major things you do not want to do. Drastic changes. Anytime you make a drastic change like that, you're really essentially learning all over again. And you don't want to do that. Don't add a playbook that's not tested. Let's say you play the 2 touch point and the 3 touch point trend line break only. Don't all of a sudden start taking bounces. If you haven't back tested and you haven't proven it and you haven't got a rule book for it and you don't have a system for it, don't do it. Now you can go back and start back testing those things and help get it figured out and whatnot. that's good, but you just don't want to make a major change. Don't make a major shift. A major shift puts you all back into learning mode all over again. Even something simple as changing a time frame. Uh, I'm going through a time frame change that I started in November. I back tested it prior, went from 4 hour to 1 hour. I was already familiar with the 1 hour, so it wasn't that big of a drastic change for me, but I did a back test session on it, and I'm currently back testing it and have been since I jumped down to it in my live trading. That change takes time to develop. Even something as simple as I didn't change my rules, I didn't change my entry rules, I didn't change any of that. But November was a little bit tougher month and I took a few more losses than I should have. But that's part of changing, drastic changes. Things to do. These are some suggestions to do. Go back, review your past winners, and if possible, try to find some things that are correlating, some similarities, something that you might not have seen before. I like to take the screenshots, turn them into PDFs, and then I sit there and mark them all up. Some people print them and like to sit down and just look at them and just start marking things up and looking for similarities. It's always a good way of pulling yourself out of the live or paper trading that you're doing and just taking a different look at things. Um, so so you can always pull that out. Review higher time frames for trends. Go back to your trades. Let's go back to the losses you had this month. Take a look at them. Go back and just look at that higher time frame. You can always just go back and look at the higher time frame and look and see was I trending in the way of my trade. Um, and just kind of get an idea. Were we in consolidation? Take a bigger picture of the trades that we've been losing. Uh, Review the current time frame. Were you in gel, which is, for those who don't know, that's consolidation in my term, gel, because it's criminal when price is in there. Were you trying to trade in consolidation? Sometimes that can work on the 5 minute, but even if you're in consolidation on the 1 hour and you're trading the 5 minute, you're you're going to get choppy. It's going to be choppy. You may be able to get some trades in during that time according to the range, but it still could be very choppy. Um, if you have other confluences that you watch, maybe like EMAs, maybe use a 9 EMA, maybe use RSI, maybe you use and I'm going to get to this because I use higher highs, higher lows to try help me identify trend, and I've been using that for years. And I caught someone shared a video that kind of broke down market structure a little better, and I got new information. I got something, and you can see here on the screen that it was this. It was identifying the the market strength. So we had a higher high here. That was the last one. We came down, we broke and made a new lower low after a new lower high. And we created this market structure that was coming down, and then I'm in this trade. This is the trade I'm currently in, um, which is still going just kind of sideways right now. For off of this point right here, it's just been going sideways. Um, but I got to take profit here. My stop is in money, and it was this that kind of this new ideal that I went to my back testing before I started adding it. Like I said, I already knew it, and I took all the trend lines out, and I just wanted to start identifying higher highs and higher lows. I'm not really taking. I've took a few trades just for fun, but I'm mostly just trying to see. I've got all my instruments on the list, and I'm just kind of rolling through it. I'm not journaling anything. I'm just kind of getting my eyes used to what I just learned. It was something I already used, but it opened my eyes a little bit more to seeing more. And so now I want to kind of add that and see if I can see that better and see if that won't help me, confirm my setup a little better and confirm the trend a little better. So that's what I was going to say. I was going to get to this. This is just going to be a one time. There's no journaling. There's just running through it um, to to train my eyes, and then I'll delete this particular session because I don't. There's nothing here I want recorded, and I'll go back and do a real back testing session with my rules, applying this higher high and lower low lesson that I learned. So it's a small fine tuning. Strengthen your knowledge with price action and market structure. There's a ton of videos. I know we're Tori's Trendline System Trading, but Tori's Trendline Trading is very much a form of price action. So if you can look at things like I know she doesn't use candlestick patterns and stuff. I'm not there's a few that I like for showing me indecision and where the indecision is and where either the continuation or the reversal might be a little more strong. So I do know a lot of that. Um, I couldn't tell you a flag pattern. I couldn't tell you head and shoulders. I couldn't tell you any of those things. Um, but that doesn't mean you can't take a look and see. And if you see something, you know, back test it. Always back test it. But at least strengthen your knowledge with it. You know, there's there's more to price action than just crossing a trend line. Uh, maybe some videos on support resistance or something like that. These are things you can do to help you through the slump. See if there are small fine tuning you can do to your rules, and that's kind of what I did with this. This whole thing of me going and looking at market structure a little bit and learning a little more on it. And I actually just caught a video. I don't know that I would have seen this had I seen the video I saw. It was really great, really good and concise. It hit me real well. It may not hit you, um, but that's because we're all different. We're all different edges. So I just made a fine tunement. I'm still doing the same thing. I just made a little bit of a fine tunement so that I can see better when we're changing direction. Mark up a trade instead of taking it. So if you're seeing a trade and you're in the slump and you kind of you're like, not sure, just mark it up. Just mark up an entry. I'll go in, and I did that this morning on a gold trade, and I'll get to that. I marked, okay, this is where I'd want to enter. This is where I'd put my stop loss. This is where I'd take profit. I couldn't enter the trade. It was a gold trade this morning. I saw a market action that was good, but it didn't fit a playbook. I didn't have a trend line nearby. I didn't have anything that I could say, oh, this is per my playbook. And I'll show you how that happened. So because I couldn't do that, I couldn't take the trade. I had to be disciplined. And it actually worked out. The trade worked out. It was a winner, and I'm okay with that. And I'll show you here what I do for me, because I'm real big about seeing things in the 4 hour, 1 hour. Take a look at the daily. Check the 4 hour for a trade that's set up that's coming, and then confirm it with the 1 hour and trade the 1 hour. So instead of me looking at the 1 hour and then popping over to the 4 hour to confirm the trade is good in the higher time frame, I'm watching the higher time frame, trading the 1 hour. It's forcing it's something I added to force me to be aware of the higher time frame before I trade. So I look at this and here's the gold trade. So here's MGC. Daily was at near all time highs and in an uptrend. The 4 hour had a great reversal on the previous week high and a higher double top signal. The 1 hour was what I call walking the line at the double top. I couldn't name a playbook. I had absolutely no playbook listed. There was no trend line break. There was no trend line bounce. There was there was nothing. And I have an accountability person, someone that I'm accountable. So I have to say, hey, this trades I'm getting into, and or trade I've been into, and it's just kind of helping hold me accountable. And when I sent it to him, and he was like, he trades the 15. He's like, yeah, I'm looking at that short too, and it was kind of confirming me. But I trade the 1 hour, and I said, you know what? I says honestly, I'm got to playbook, and I can't name a playbook. I do not have a playbook here. I can't even force a playbook. And he's like, don't trade it. It's not per your rules then. And he's like, you're absolutely right. I kind of knew that. I killed the trade. I had the setup all ready to go, and I killed it. And I just marked it out. Took it on because I know that I've been kind of struggling lately, so I don't want to do something that's against my rules. I need to reinforce my rules. Some other things you can do: take a break from watching the chart. If you are lower time frame and you've been watching the chart for 6-7 hours a day, take a break. Take a break from the chart. Maybe go and back test your rules for confidence. Get your mind out of that. There's a lot of dopamine being sent through watching the chart and making you want to take a trade. Back off of it. Go back test. Go study your trades. Do something different. Look left more. Honestly, the biggest lesson, and that's kind of what I've been doing with this. It's forcing me to look left. What's the trend doing? What's happening? I want to know. So look left. It's so easy to get caught up right in here that you don't look and see what's happening over here. Oh, I'm in consolidation, but I'm right here. I'm looking really good, but I'm in consolidation. Or I'm thinking of a short and we're going uphill, or I'm thinking of a long and we're going downhill. So look left, be aware of what's happening to the left. This one's more of a personal outlook, but trade on your PC, not your phone. And I say that with grace. If you've gone through the morning, let's say you're a 4 hour or 1 hour trader, you went through the morning and you kind of knew what was happening, and you had a pretty good idea, and you jogged down and you did a little morning setup, and you kind of know what you're looking for, and you got it all marked out on your chart on a PC, and then you go, and all you're doing is checking to see if you're going to get alert, or if the price is doing what you already planned on it doing, or you're just managing a trade. I personally prefer to see my trade on my PC to make sure I know the full extent of it. But I have planned out trades many a times and know what I'm looking for, and check my phone and seen it and not near a PC and know what to do to enter. So that's why I say it with grace. I'm also not a phone that big at looking at my phone, but I don't know how for me, I can't look left far enough. I can't get a real big picture, the bigger picture. But that I say with grace, because I know there's a lot of people really good at with their phones, and I I can't fully say that's a thing, other than that's kind of how I feel for me. Journal your discipline. So add a journal note to your day, your daily journal. Add a journal note. How was my discipline? And this is tough because either you are too critical or you are too easy on yourself. So there's a part of you, there's sometimes, and I'm going by myself, sometimes I am either too critical, super disciplined, and I'm nagging at myself. Sometimes I was just slightly not disciplined enough, and I don't want to feel the pain of saying you weren't disciplined. So it's a tough one. It takes time. Lastly, deep breathe before a trade. Just take a deep breath, close your eyes, relook at it. Takes you 2 seconds, and then just say, "Am I right?" And ask yourself, "Will I be happy with this trade if it loses? Will I be happy with this trade if it loses?" We're always happy if it wins, but will you be happy if it's a loss? That's pretty much it on that.